I've lost the usual intro video. I made some educational videos, or I've been making them, and I've lost the usual intro. So let's play, this is the intro thing that normally plays now, and then I'm just gonna turn everything on. Welcome everybody. Woo, look, there we go. Ah, see, this one has a nice little disclaimer on it. Cool. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? Who do we have in here? I can't even remember what the music's like for those intros. I have no idea. Someone made it for us, so yeah. Welcome everybody. Sweeping Hawk is in here. Legends have it. Houston, May Sound, Nick, Alessio, Stain, Adrian, Get Fucked, Mr. Fry, Alfie Heisenberg, Mikey P, Mark, Bear, Mooney, Mido, Tonestar. Alright, cool. So let's just start off with the chart. I don't really know what we're really going to talk about because nothing's happening. Sure. Yeah, I just want to let's see what happens. It's the New York session. It's a Thursday. We often do a live on a Thursday, so I've got some alerts placed down at these lows. I'd like for us to come and take out these lows. I'd like for us to take previous day low. I really do want to see a move down into weekly open, down into this 30-minute OB that we've got down there. But we shall wait and see. If you want to be super newbie, trend line. Okay, so if we do break through that, then actually looks okay. The trend line lines up kind of well with our weekly VWAP is at our daily open, and our session VWAP is just coming down and just weighing us down at the moment. So that's really what I'm looking at. I mean, it's yeah, it's kind of as simple as that, really. I'd like to see down. I took the long yesterday. So the trades that I took yesterday, I can go over those in a bit more detail if anybody wants to. I've been doing these like really quick 1-minute updates just to cover some of the trades that we've taken within the crew during the trading rooms. Some additional ones that I may have taken, like there was one that I took literally yesterday morning when I woke up, and by the time I got to the computer we were down here, so it's like, okay, there's no point in sharing that, but then we can go over the reasoning behind all of those things. I'm going to keep that up there just because it's nice there. Okay, so yeah, what we'll do, I'll go over some of the trades from recently. So the ones that I took yesterday on Bitcoin was the shorts from the daily once we lost that, and basically I'll go over my reasoning for all of these. I will do my very best to keep those short videos going. I used to do them, and then I got out of the habit of doing them, and now I need to get myself back into the habit of doing them again. So yesterday's open, okay, pretty much textbook. We had the move down followed by a move up. It tried to hold above the daily open and above the initial balance high, but it wasn't able to do so. And at that stage, as soon as you have this as being, okay, we've got a corrective move here, and this is where you would look to push off from that. Again, simple stuff, you'd look to push off from that and take out the high. But it wasn't able to do that. Okay, it fell down, got caught below that daily open, and at that point, that's when it was like, okay, cool, this is looking good for shorts. Now, when this happened at 7 a.m, I'd literally only just woken up, but I was able to get back into a short position after you had that first bounce. So I was short, and then I was just riding that short down the whole way, like the entire London session. So that was a relatively easy one to get into yesterday morning. It was kind of clear that after a failed attempt to break and to go into an uptrending day, you're going to flip that and you're going to come out the other side of that initial balance. So to go short here with an invalidation here and to be looking at extending that down and taking out these stops and all of those kind of things, that was fairly nice. The other thing that we had as we came into the New York Open yesterday was and this is the one that we traded live. So we had our London trading, we missed it. I've got to go onto the 1 minute time frame here, because that's what it was. It was very low time frames. Where are we? Come all the way back here. That one. So here was the MPOC. And this is what we had been waiting for, okay? We knew that there were stops. All right, 1, 2, 3 sets down here. And we actually took a scalp when we started the trading room. There was one before this MPOC one that we took as well, didn't we? I think here, after taking the liquidity, at some point, there was like a very quick scalp long that we took, but it was like in, out, and then this was the main one. And we were watching this as it was coming down, looking at the delta on the way down, looking at the imbalances that we were getting on the way down, and then being able to get that reaction. So this is really good. Like the reaction off of an MPOC after just waiting and waiting and waiting and just been holding short, you come back in, you test it into previous support flipped into resistance, you have a second spike down, and that happened exactly at 1:30 p.m. like exactly 1:30 p.m., which is when we really like to get those pivots, and then it just came and took out the highs. So at that stage, and this is where you differentiate between a scalp trade and a day trade. For myself, it's like, okay, that is a scalp from like literally the low all the way up here, 1% move. Okay, plenty for a scalp trade. Now, if you wanted to then switch that into a day trade, and this is why like taking profits easy is important and keeping that invalidation the same. If you were to want to keep that into a day trade, you would have had to have held a higher low here and been able to have gone up a little bit higher. So for myself, it was looking up towards the session VWAP that we had a little bit higher. It would have been nice. So that's why I was just going, okay, take profit 1. Let's see if we can have that as a market structure change, and let's see if we can come up into what was the daily point of control at the time and into that VWAP. But the amount higher that you could have gone from that, I think as a scalp trade, that was pretty decent. And then what we did, we just continued to build, like we had these equal lows down here and finally had a really nice opportunity down at these lows, which is when I took the other long, which I'd have to go all the way back over onto here to show you. Yesterday, it's over here. Down here, we had some like nice liquidations after some equal lows. So you put in the equal lows, you had nice liquidations, and you had some trapped imbalances down there with some excess. Okay, so you zoom all the way in, you got your excess at the lows, you've got delta trapped at the low of the wick, and it's outside of the value area of that candle, and you end up closing above. So that was a good opportunity to get a bit of a move up from that. So I'd started scaling into a long. I still wanted to see further downside, if I'm honest. So it was only like literally having just dipped into a long position. And then it immediately bounced, which is a bit annoying because I actually wanted it to go lower. I just thought, okay, that's cool. It's taken out equal lows. That could be the start of us actually just starting to grind down into here. And now I can start to stack some long positions as more of a trade that we can do, that kind of thing. But yeah, it just tapped into the bottom there, managed to get a long off of that. And then we had that break of market structure. So from this downtrend, that had been going on the entire day, and you would be looking at after a downtrend that's as relentless as that, and you start to put the brakes on, which you could see from these equal lows, like it had started to stall there. So before you can like reverse, you've got to put the brakes onto it. And because we had these higher lows like forming a range rather than coming out of the trend. So just to explain here what I was seeing on this, you're trending down. Okay, lows, highs, 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 lows, highs. And then you kind of come into a range, okay, equal highs, equal lows. And that's the first time since, I guess, this little portion of the chart here that you've had any momentum in the opposite direction. And then just to take those out, I was like, okay, cool, the brakes have been applied here, and then that's a good opportunity just to take out those stops and then get that reversal. Then we came into the golden pocket. So the way that I'm doing this now, because we're much lower in volume, have a sip of coffee. Because we're very low in volume at the moment and very low in liquidity, keeping quite a nice range here between the 618 and the 786. So the 618, the 702, and the 786. So the midpoint between the two of them. And then that managed to hold price. We had a couple of tests of that. Woo, magnet. A couple of tests and then breaking back through. And this is where the balance area comes back into play again. So if I put back on the session volume profile, you had that move up into value area high of the day, which was also our initial balance low from the day. You've already rejected coming out of it, so the chances are that late in the day you're not going to get back inside balance. So you reject, and then you come back all the way down to the value area low. And then we find ourselves at today, which today has been just a case of waiting. Again, short at this stage, short. So kind of waking up, being like, okay, cool, we've bounced here. We've had a decent bounce, and it's just like, you know what, I just think we're looking lower. You've got this downtrend going on still, and then it's just a case of that long did its job, able to go to sleep, wake up in the morning. It's like, okay, cool, let's just be hedged today. You had an opportunity here. I wasn't looking at this as, I didn't take this as a trade, but you have a nice SFP of the highs after putting in a range. That starts to come back down. And now ultimately for myself, I am still looking at more downside before we can break through this. So that is really where we're at. So the idea for me at the moment would be to put the path on here. Let's continue just to push down here, dip into this liquidity, break through here, back test for a bit, and then I'd be looking up towards these highs. So that ideally is what I want to see, something along these lines playing out, and that is what I am hoping to get a trade from, because it's kind of boring. It's like yesterday's London was just watching price come down and just fall and fall and fall. And today's been similar. Like, it's not been just a relentless downtrend, but it's just been like very flat. And unless you're watching this with like really watching this, it's just not that useful to trade at the moment. So that would be that. What else can we look at within here? So the range for the week so far. So what could potentially save us from taking these lows? There is absorption. We can have a look at this actually, because this has moved down or moved up. Our value area low yesterday was within this little pot, this little zone of liquidity. So if I do this, no, it wasn't. Where was it? This must have been earlier on. It wasn't. No, actually, so I must have been taking this from a bit further back. I remember there being a value area low down there. This might just be because we've got this high volume node. So you've got that little high volume node within this section of the chart here, which is basically just because you've got an OB there, you're going to create volume just from having that. If we do take this range back and look at the major low, let's remember what I'm trying to talk about here. There it is. That's the value area low. So it's not of the week, but it's since we had that capitulation, which was last week, a week ago. So there is the actual value area low of the whole range. So there you've got further confluence. And look, you got confluence back up at these highs, previous day high, Monday high, value area high. That POC coming in around about that daily level. So everything's lining up really quite well within this range. So this is the range to trade. Yeah. So you'd be looking for long positions down here, because better value for longs, short positions up here. And then you just got to find the points in which you take those trades. Anything else that I want to cover? I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to post this into the crew chat, because that actually is quite a nice, looks kind of clean, right? Looks kind of good. Just as a BTCTA and onto my little channel as well. P's waiting for 15,300 since forever. I mean, you're probably going to wait forever. Like, it's just, yeah. maybe we'll hit that like in a month or a few months or whatever, but I don't know. 15,300 coming all the way down here. I don't see it happening before at least testing the highs. Sorry, P. But hey, that's a great opportunity to load up on spot. That'll be the swing trade point. What would be your path to hit that 17.6k? I'm really not even thinking about this. Because we're not going to get it this week, are we? Are we? I honestly do not think, I cannot see a situation where we take out the Monday high or the Monday low this week. We're already in Thursday. Monday high looks a lot easier to get, although we're closer to Monday low, because if we were going to hit Monday low and we're in a downtrend, we would have hit it by now. We would have come down here by now if this was going to happen, in my opinion. And this is just, for me, a matter of time before it breaks through here, and then you can start to look back up again. But I just think we're looking at the Monday range being very important for everything that's going on. And you can look at this just as the range of the week that we've got here. So put a channel onto this. This is a macro fib time as well. I'm going to explain this because someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone brought this up the other day. Got your Monday low, your Monday high. We've been hanging around that midpoint like the last couple of days. So it's just very difficult to actually look at taking anything more than a scalp trade at the moment, because we're right in the middle. You look at where the volume's all lining up, and again, you got, this is going to become the POC. So within this session, this POC, this is on spot, by the way, but this POC will move within this session unless we just break away from here really quickly. But I'm certain that point of control will shift, and then our value area will shift with it. But yeah, that's kind of that on Bitcoin. I haven't been trading anything else because there's not really any more opportunities out there. Unless you look at the legacy markets. So we can have a look at the DXY, which is following this little plan quite nicely. So this is what we drew on there yesterday. So you're looking for this. If you're looking at this in a technical way, taking out the highs, these ones, and then you get a bit of a retrace, and then ultimately looking up towards this level, which is what we did have identified as support, but we just traded straight through it. So this is kind of the path that I've been looking for on USDT, and although it's a squiggly line, it's playing out, and that corresponds with the euro. Okay, so the euro doing that same thing, wanting it to come down and take out these lows, back test against these highs, and then fall down into support around about here. So I'm expecting still a bit more of a rally on the dollar, even if it's just a bearish back test. So like, we can pull back tomorrow, get maybe a bit of a move up towards the end of the week. Then as we come into early next week, then you get a rally, and then the best case scenario for risk assets is this will become a bearish back test. At least you'd be expecting that. You're not going to expect this just to fall straight down, because the support here is decent. Unless it just forms a bit more of a range, continues in here and does something like that. But at some point you're going to back test. Okay, because you've not come anywhere near this. So at some point the DXY is going to pull back into around about 108. And we have to be prepared for when that happens. That would be the minimum that it would do. I would say probably looking back up towards 110 if this starts to rally. But that would be the minimum. And then, yeah, the rest of the Forex stuff's kind of meh. The S&P. Okay, we did move up. Like, literally just about missed my alerts. But, again, you had that bit of a fall yesterday, but nothing really... Or this fall today, because this is the futures. So this means we're going to gap down on the S&P today. So could we come and fill this? Maybe. You'd be looking at support, if this is actually going to hold, you'd be looking at support around 39.10. Where are we on here? Oh, we are at 39.10. So we are at this. You'd want to see this hold just because otherwise we're coming all the way down here, right? You don't want to get caught back inside here. Yeah. So let's see if this can rally soon. Is there anything to hold up on here? Can you comment on budget? Oh, I saw that before you removed the tweet, David. I saw it not before you removed the tweet. I saw that before you removed the comment. Pudgy penguins. I've got a few little pudgies. They've been on like a permanent. I mean, they're just making money. But I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea about NFTs. Anyway, are we moving down on Bitcoin? Can we do something, please? Mr. Fry has a long at 16,330, as do I. Or I don't have one. I'm not going in at limit yet. Especially going into a new session. I wouldn't be going in at limit. But we will watch this because hopefully we will get this trade. And that is exactly where you want to hit. It's just weekly open, right? What is the price of the penguins now? Because like I've got some, and it's like the only thing. If I look at my MetaMask thing and I look at the value of all my NFTs, they're all wrecked, but the penguins are just, yeah, they're just happy. They're just chilling. Isn't it crazy that like this time last year we were all still aping into shit like it would go up forever, like all of these NFTs and stuff. Yes, I know there have been a lot of profit taken at those highs, like Bitcoin 69k was like, okay, cool, we should probably chill out for a bit now. But I don't think any of us really, my webcam's like really skewed, I don't think any of us like really truly thought that it would get this bad like 1 year on. Obviously, we knew that when a bear market did come around and it did hit, then it would be nasty. But I think a lot of people probably thinking that we may have had a little bit longer. And yeah, this time last month, we were still like trading NFTs and stuff. But hey, it's all good. That's the market. It doesn't matter because it's been kind of great to. It's an opportunity, right? It is an opportunity to have prices this low and to get the chance to, yeah. Oh yeah, the macro fib time. So this, sorry, I cannot remember who posted this. This was during a trading room. I'm going to share it. So if you go from, let's put this on a weekly and then you can see. And let's put this on log. 2018 all-time high, 2017 all-time high, to the low of the bear market, to last year's all-time high, we're at the 1. We're at the 1 fib. So this is the 1-to-1 off of this. So as a trend-based fib, this week is the 1. So you've gone low, high, high, low on the 1. And that's it. Like, I don't know, maybe that is what happens. So if we were to go on to the, where did this, what's that? Probably looking at the, I'm going to do some more here. So if we're going to continue onwards and you're looking at extended bull market and then shorter bear market, let's lose all this Wyckoff stuff because I still haven't figured all that out. Okay. So you're looking at the number of a whole year of, yeah, okay, cool. And then again, we've had a whole year from last week. So in terms of bear market, length of bear market, this is now equal to, I think we all knew this anyway, didn't we? This is already equal to the length of the previous one when we put in our lows. So whatever that means, who knows? If at this stage we're looking at like a repeat, I don't know, this is a bit of fun just before we do have the open. Oh my god, it is the open. So if we're looking at that, and then we're moving this over here, we're going to be looking at $350,000 Bitcoin in October 2025. Write it down. That's the path that we're going to follow. My name is now Plan C. There's the path. That's what we're going to follow. 350k Bitcoin in October 2025. You heard it here first. What's happening? Are we dumping? I hope so. Where is the chart? There. No, we're not. We've literally done nothing. Boring, 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 boring. So we gap down. Plan L, yeah. There's the S&P 500. Just hanging out there at a previous high. So let's see if this can hold a support. Longs opening with shorts closing. Yeah. Yeah, so you would say, okay, this looks like we're probably going to dump in a minute then. Because if our open interest is coming in and it's longs opening into this is to fill limit. So you're starting to look for the, I mean, you've got imbalances the whole way up. So this is just longs just piling in at market. This ain't going to continue. This is not going to continue. You cannot sustain shit like that. But let's see. Do I just lose this pain here? Where's my DOM gone? Why does it always disappear? Hello, DOM. Bye-bye, DOM. DOM. Load DOM. Hey, there it is. It's back. DOM, DOM, DOM. DOM. Why do I keep saying DOM? Because it's a DOM. DOM, 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 DOM. How many likes have we got? Come on, guys. 38 likes. Really? And we've been live for half an hour. Smash up those likes, please. Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, and OKX suspend USDT and USDC deposits on the Solana chain. Has anyone ever used Solana chain for depositing anything? I don't think that's significant. Has anyone? I've never used the Solana chain for USDT. Like Tron's the cheapest, right? I just use the Tron network. Maybe. This is so... Look at the slippage that came through here. It's like there's just nothing in the books. There's absolutely nothing in the books here. And the S&Ps just get like opened in the middle of nowhere. Let's test for that VWAP again then. Has that maybe a short? No. Zoom out. Oh, the POC's moved. I don't think BTC has ever been so boring. No, I probably agree. It's really boring, but it's really, like, in a way it's quite straightforward to trade as well, because we're not really yeah, as long as you like shorting, it's fairly easy to trade at the moment. If you don't like shorting and you only like longing things, and for altcoins, I prefer just to go spot and just let them fly. And we've not really had those kind of conditions at all. So yeah, it's difficult if you're doing it like that, or if you're trading on the inverse or something where you're just losing value of stuff that you're trading. But like perps, trading perps is pretty nice, especially if you like, yeah, like I say, if you like to short stuff, which I quite like to do. The problem with a mini range like this is you can't get profit from it, because you're from the top to the bottom of this range, you're not even within like scalpy territory, and there's no edge, so you can't just go, okay, cool, I'm going to short this here when there's no signs that there's a short on. Like, yeah, you do have trap volume within the wick of this candle, and we have come back up into that wick, so that would say that there is a short on here, but I personally am expecting it to come down here anyway. But expecting it to come down isn't necessarily good enough all the time. Like, would I short this? It's difficult to say. In fact, maybe I would. But that, yeah, realistically, that should have been the high. That's where you got a decent volume trapped at the top. Let's just take out those lows. My alerts are down here. I mean, should we do some higher time frame stuff until it comes down and takes alerts? Let's just say at the very least, okay, if we break VWAP and break above whatever high that is there, we'll watch that. And if we break down, I mean, literally This is all the same range, so yeah, if we come down here, we'll look at Bitcoin again. Bears short, good. I'm short, but I'm not short from this move. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't short that particular move because we might come up into VWAP and that will give a better opportunity. But I'm short as well, yeah. I think that's where you probably want to be positioned so far until we see that VWAP reclaimed. But yeah, being short from up here is like nice and easy right now. Let's take a look at the TPO. What can we gauge from this? This is exocharts. Yeah, eyes into crypto. This is exocharts. So everything does line up where you would want it to line up. You've got your value area low there from Monday, which we haven't at any stage tested. You've got that Monday open, which is the weekly open, which is the level that we're looking at. And that is where you start to have, you do have decent support there from a market profile perspective. If you're looking at the clusters and you're looking at how this blocks out around here and here, so within that zone you would expect that to hold. You would want to hold those levels, otherwise realistically you're coming down to, I mean, 15,950 if we don't hold 16,300 based off of a market profile. We've got our POC up the highs, 17,300. So if we are to get a move up and take out the Monday highs, that 17,300 would be useful. That would be a good level to look at. There's nothing else. All of this has been cleared up. That's an Asia POC. We have bullish divergence, but now I'd say that's probably played out because we've taken out the divs from that high. If we go anchored VWAP, like we've got like fairly heavy negative delta for the week compared to where we started. So yeah, if we do dip down, you would certainly want to look for longs. I'm looking at the same stuff that I look at all the time though, so. Yeah, so you got that Asia session at MPOC there. Yep. 15,850, 15,9, depending on tick size and all of that. Altcoins time. I haven't looked at altcoins for a long time. Over a week. So throw some ideas at me. Someone asked for ETH. I have nothing to say on ETH. Oh my god, where are we? We had the bounce, didn't we? We had that nice bounce from the monthly. Down there. And at this stage, what more is left to say on Ethereum? Because this is more swing stuff that I'm looking at here. So unless there's anything new, you would have to say it's the same as we were. So it is currently The only additional thing I pay attention to is that we're holding here. Now that's the low that we put in. That was like the CPI day or the FOMC day or one of those. That this could be acting as like a bit more of a spring within this. But from a daily time frame, is actually looking at this as a swing. There's not a lot more you could say from that. So if we're then going to go down onto, what have I done? 4 hour. You've got the 4 hour AB that's holding. But nothing else to add. Onto the 1 hour. Another AB. So order block into order block into order block into order block, and we just keep on doing those things as support. I would be amazed if we don't sweep at least like equal lows here. Just take them out, and then just take them out. Ah, frustrating when you just like all of the liquidity that's just sat in here, just chilling. It's just like, oh, I'm cool, I'm chill, and you just want to go, bing, and then just whatever. 30-minute, nothing on the 30-minute. You've already tested that one. 15-minute, already tested that one. 5-minute, nothing. 1 minute, coming up into the wick. Where's your session VWAP? Same as Bitcoin. It's exactly the same Bitcoin as exactly the same trade as Bitcoin. Let's see if it can take out the lows, or let's see if it can break out of this downtrend. So for that, you would need to take out these highs over here. That would confirm a change of market structure, because that high, no, sorry, this, if you're actually looking at something that's sustainable, that's the downtrend that I would be looking at myself, because all of this still remains internal. If you're looking at this one, so if we were to take out that, you'd probably say that would be an SFP reject, come back into here. So you'd be looking at, this is internal, that high, that low, doesn't matter, hasn't taken out these lows, hasn't taken out these highs. This is the high that most recently took the low. This high has not taken the low, so therefore it doesn't really, not really valid. So come in here, do this, it still remains internal. Golden pocket can hold a support, and then you can go for the next one. So then you do that, bring that down a little bit, beep, boop, and do something along those lines. But that's literally only if this. Why am I wasting time on this stuff? Why are any of us wasting time on this stuff? Oh, just wait for the alerts to hit. Alright, I'm setting alerts on Ethereum. If we come below 11,177, that takes out, what even does that take out? Why have I marked that as a low? No, that isn't even a low. That isn't even a low. That doesn't even matter. You want to take out all of this. Or you want to take out that high. 1,228 or 1,169. Tell you some jokes. Bitcoin price action. Huh. Um, QNT, FTM, Link, ADA, Sol, XRP, FTT, Matic, Sol. People want Sol, ADA again. FTM again. This is all from Mr. Fry. Yeah. Alright, that's alert set on that. Alert set on Bitcoin. ADA is there, so I'm just going to look at it because we've had a few saying ADA because it's at the top of the... Oh, God. Good bullish divergence. Yay. ADA BTC, does that have anything useful? Apart from just down only and don't touch? That's a bit better. That's a bit more like it. Okay, this is actually trading. The USDT pair isn't really. But this comes up into resistance. We break down today. You've cleared through all of this. This is that little scam wick down that we had on Binance earlier, isn't it? So that's really good. If this is, so what is this done on the USD pair? Because if that's cleared through some stuff, yeah, okay, so that has taken out those lows. But it's like not managed to do anything since then. So I thought maybe I thought maybe there was something there, but because none of the rest of the market would have done this, right? No. Now you see, this is all got to get swept by everything else now. So I mean, Binance may be leading the way, but I cannot see that holding. So on the BTC pair, you're just not looking like, yeah, come and take all of that out, and then try again. But no, that looks nasty. FTM. This market is just so shit. Oh, why do we trade these assets? It will turn around soon. It has to. Look at it. Just look at it. What possible reason could there be for wanting to? We got this, but there's so much like space in between here that it's not even. Ugh. Like literally, this could go on forever. And you just keep on grinding and grinding and grinding, and you're not really looking at this like reaching any kind of apex until next year, even. I don't know. Solana's gonna look even worse. Like this is what we're like. Oh my god, this could be like, all-time lows. You gotta wait. There's absolutely like nothing you can do here. Descending triangle broke down. Death. And it's crazy. We've looked at this like without the FTX situation. I think that really did do a lot of. We had the nice move up on a lot of stuff, right? And there were the opportunities, but it's just the timing of that FTX. I mean, the timing was way too convenient for it to have been just. It's very, very suspicious, isn't it, that we'd had a rally, and it's like just at that point where things were like, you know what, this isn't looking too bad. We're kind of looking okay here. The ship has like steadied a little bit, and it's like just at that point, it's like bang, destroy it all again, and it goes for like anything. It's like, okay, look, Matic, it had broken out and it was holding initially, and things like, okay, cool, we could be looking at something here. Now, you know what, fuck it, bull trap, dump it all. And it's like every single thing, and I'm just so happy that we haven't been able to, or for myself, like haven't been in a situation where having got overexposed like up at the highs like this and being able to get into short positions, because we saw this on the 4 hour, right? The timing of it, as soon as this happened, we were here, and it was just very, very boring. We had a 4 hour range that was very clear, and just at that point where it's like, okay, cool, we've dipped out of this, you might want to see some continuation that brings us up here somewhere. And it's like, nah, it's just as soon as you get caught back below, gone. And that's yeah, we all know what happened since then. But hey, at least we managed to short it, because that line's still there. This was the trading move short just before I went away. There it is. And then that was that was the long we took, because we'd taken out the range lows. We got that little long. Seems like ages ago now. Mass, yeah. Yeah. What else did people put in there? QNT. So QNT, okay, like, I think what we've seen from this, and again, this is going to be very, very, very basic stuff, but I think, yeah, again, having broken back down from here, having not held that weekly level, that's pretty much reasonable. To have expected a move down like we've seen. And I mean, it's okay. It's holding certainly a lot better than most assets within this space. If you do look at where we are, especially like on the log scale and stuff, like QNT looks okay here. It looks stronger than most stuff, and a lot of the low caps are ones that are looking fairly decent here, because they're not really being damaged in the same way. You're back at that POC of the whole range. So for QNT, this is one for myself that I'm just like, it's a buy and hold anyway, and that's always what it has been on QNT. Like I've had QNT since like down here, and it came back, and there was an opportunity to reload, and then we had that nice breakout, and at this stage it's just a test of that, because that's the zone. That's that 80 to 100 zone that we were looking at as accumulation. So if you do go and you follow the challenge portfolio, which obviously for obvious reasons is kind of put on hold right now, we're still in profit on that portfolio, but I have to finish allocating all the rest of the USDT before the end of the year, because I said I would. But for now, it's just kind of waiting to see where things are going from then onwards. But this is one of the ones where, I mean, if we were looking at $80 to $100 as to accumulate for this breakout, then coming back into that point seems fairly good to me. But this is very basic stuff, and it's more of a buy and hold sort of thing for myself. So, yeah, let's see what can happen. If things can just calm down then absolutely I wouldn't be surprised to see this just form a new range here and then start to push back up towards those highs. But you would then expect resistance at 150. So you're kind of looking at something like this potentially. If we can't get back into like an uptrend on the rest of the market, then that's where you look to trade this. But once again here, the support that it's lying at is quite nice. This Casper thing is just this is the thing saving my portfolio at the moment. So I'm up like, it's not huge, but it's doing okay. H bar, unfortunately, that was where I was looking at buying and had been buying. You've dropped down. It's just a wait and see kind of thing now. And this is what happens with spot. And that's why I don't allocate everything at the same time. Alliance blocks doing all right. So that's back into that little region of accumulation. Glimmer just fallen below it, but only just. So that's looking okay as well. Roots are 2 to 3. It's okay, you know. ZCX back down at these lows. So you're just looking at like another phase, aren't you? Like it's kind of reset everything what we had. You had that move up that was holding above, and again you just dropped back down below. But for stuff like this that's actually has had a shift with volume, and that's the important thing. Like if you look back at just as an example, sorry Mr. Fry, but just as an example, FTM, oh no, FTM's okay, but it's still making lower lows. So that's the problem that I've got here. You've got the volume there within this, but it's still making lower lows, so that's difficult. Whereas something like this, you are managing to hold. But so FTM, the volume there on FTM looks okay. And it's the same kind of thing with EGLD, which is now what? Metaverse X. They've rebranded. But I think ultimately for them, you're probably looking at taking out these lows as well on EGLD. So you come up, you complete simple stuff, right? Just wedge, breakout, take out the highs. Gets that rejection, and you're probably looking down here around about $32 on EGLD, unless it can absorb and pop back up. And you're looking at this as just being a bit of a spring below that recent test. XRP still trading within this range. Not really got the volume there. XLM will be the same. So who was that said? Ragdogs. It's just lacking volume again, isn't it? You're not seeing any change in what's going on, and this is Binance, so how long ago was I traded this? Is it getting any volume on Coinbase? Yeah, I guess. See, this is another difficult one because you're not getting volume on it, and you're not. It's had a bearish backtest of how long? A 6-month long accumulation, and this is going for most stuff within crypto. And this is just like how you at this stage it is important. Again, we've had the bounce already. We have had the bounce, and at this stage it's important not to be kind of calm. Like if we come back into this range previously, great, everything looks much better, but you just need to have the patience now in order to just wait, because this looked very good. Selling climax, you have a spring down at the lows there if we're taking it from this, and you're looking at the range that had formed. let's just say here to here, you had a nice range there, but what's happened since then? Okay, you can't get past that midpoint. You break above, all right, so you have a little mini range within here. So a range within a range. You have an attempt higher, keeps getting hit down, not able to break. And then what's that going to do? It's going to trigger out a short position that takes out the lows. And then because you've ended up back at the lows without a rotation towards the highs, and this is how these ranges work, you go from lows to highs to lows to highs to lows to highs. It hadn't gone to the lows. It was hanging out at that midpoint. It was either having the opportunity then to go golden pocket, absorb, test those highs, then you break through it, because that would be a partial retrace back down. But then it wasn't able to, gets caught at the midpoint, forms a mini range, fake out, bull trap, drops, and as soon as then you're taking this out, and then you're back at the low of the range without having rotated towards the highs, you're going to break through it, because you've had no opportunity there to actually go, okay, short, and let's get out, and let's rotate this back round again. It stops. You've had no full rotation. So then you break, you just completely collapse, you back test it, and then you immediately reject. So on all of these kind of things, you have to now, just for me at least, the way that I'm doing it is like, okay, well, we know things were a little bit like not great, but if you can get yourself back up here, have a bit of a rally, test into some previous support that's going to turn into resistance, and then start to hold, that's where you look to get back into these things. Okay, so wait for that sign of strength, wait for that volume to come in and be like, cool, I'm done. Like this was just a very long, like a long accumulation below the lows of the range. But from this could also very easily trigger another downtrend. So at this stage, you just don't know. It's not, the volume isn't telling us anything. So if you pop back up and you start to hold, that looks great. You can start to buy that floor, because then you're holding again. You're holding what you've been holding for ages. And this is just a big drawn out deviation, which actually, if it can get out of it, is really, really strong. Much stronger than if it had just gone ping ping and then held, because you just don't know. But to accumulate down here and pop back up is good, but there's a risk in that as well, I'd say. As a trader, there's a risk in it. Great if you want to invest and you want to buy it for the long run and you want to DCA in down here. There's an opportunity to do that. But as a trader, right now, there's too much risk. And the market is risk off. The market will continue to be risk off for a while. And as a trader, you've just can't be hoping that it can find its way back up there. Even though I think it probably will at some point find its way back up there. Do you think FW will die? Eventually it will, yeah. But no, it'll probably have a run at some point, like everything does. What is FW at? This will have a run one day. If you got airdrops like ETHW, there's, yeah, it'll be like Bitcoin Cash, won't it? If you look back to Bitcoin Cash when it first launched, where we go. Okay, maybe maybe not like Bitcoin Cash. No, maybe not like Bitcoin Cash. ETW is not going to do that. ETH Classic. I don't know. What did ETH Classic do? There, yeah, this is more like it. So ETHW looking a lot more like ETH Classic did. Similar kind of time, coming towards the end of that the previous bear market, had a nice accumulation, and then at some point it goes on a mad run, and no one really knows why. No one really knows anything. But at some point, the proof of work chain from Ethereum will probably do something like this. But again, you may be holding it for 2 years before it does anything like that. 3 years, 900 days, right? Before it really goes on a run. As long as people are still working on that chain, it'll probably be okay. Because at some point they're going to have to get some profit from it. But that's, I don't know. Like, are people working on the chain? Do people know if people are? I think it did have quite a lot of support. I think people are probably still mining it. So if they are, then at some point they're going to need to get some profit. So legacy markets are so much better. Like, still, like, sure, the gas long that we got, which was like so nice. The gold long, or the gold spot buying that just accumulating down there, and now being able to hedge with a short position. It's good stuff. Legacy markets are pretty neat right now. They're very nice. And commodities and stuff, they're good. Right. This is boring. Bitcoin's not hit a single alert, and I literally only put it at local highs and lows. Right. I'm going to wrap things up here because this is just silly. Before I finish, if there is anybody new to the channel, please do go and visit. Oh, it's already up there. Please do go and visit tauruscrypto.com. We will be... So, I mean, you know what's coming up next week, right? I think everyone's well aware of what's happening next week in terms of any business in the entire world. So I think there'll probably be an announcement very soon. So if anyone is interested in joining the crew, pay attention. This will be, yeah. Yeah, I may announce. We'll probably announce that very soon. So do go check out the crew if you are new to the channel, and follow on Twitter and do all of those kind of things. Hit the like button if you've not done so already. Anything else that we need to talk about? There is a competition next week, so if anyone has not already signed up to the competition, I don't know how many because I'm not logged in. But yeah, we do have a competition, so do go and join the Discord, which is in the description below. I'm sure someone will just pin it to the chat here, but go and join the Discord group where we do have a announcement for the BitGet competition, which is over here. So we've got the BitGet Kings Cup Global Invitational. It's just going to be a bit of fun. We're not really doing it like it's a bit of fun. It's $300 to enter. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. There are 100 BTC and 300,000 USDT to be won. You get daily rewards and prizes for every day of the competition. It's in a competition format. You can register a BitGet account by using that link. There's no KYC needed on the exchange, and then you can join our team with this link here. Users who sign up will receive $50 of credit. So yeah, Ethereum, that's kind of what I was getting at by the you know what it is next week thing. And if you're thinking of joining the crew, then there's something coming next week. So that's kind of what I was getting at. There will very likely be some Black Friday offers. And now that I've said that, no one's going to join the crew before then, so we may as well just release the Black Friday offers early. I should have just been like, no, we're not going to do any Black Friday offers. No, we're not about that. Which is what I was like last year, and then everyone was asking for it, and then we eventually gave in and did a Black Friday offer. But yes, there will be. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Join the competition because we need more members. We need more people. Otherwise, we're just going to get kicked out of it. And it's just a waste of everyone's time. So we do need a few more people to sign up. So if you are watching this, you haven't yet signed up. And that goes for everyone on the team. Swooping Hawk, get involved. Randall, get involved. P, get involved. Luxury, get involved. Frenchbull, get involved. Everyone, get involved. Join the competition. A little bit of fun. $300. It's not a lot. And let's see how it goes. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. See you soon. I should have done that with... There we go.